Hey everybody, this is the artist formerly known as Ken Lambo. I went ahead and rebranded my name, the Ken Trading Realist. I was having a conversation with a really smart guy, and he said, man, I like what you're doing, but that name is just the silliest and stupidest name ever. And I said, I think you're right. I said, it is kind of silly. I think there's some things that I can do to improve that. And he said, yeah. He says, I like what you're doing, man. You're helping the cause, and keep it up. He said, do some video improvement and audio. And I said, yeah, I'll get there. Kind of a busy guy, so I went ahead and said, all right, we'll go with the Ken Trading Realist because I want you guys to, learn some from me, what I'm doing, and I want you to understand within, easy terms how I'm doing it, how to do it easy, safely, and, you know, kind of understand the vision as I see it, and then go out there, get the information, read it for yourself, and kind of develop your own opinions. Uh, you know, like I said, I'm not here to shield the coin in previous videos. I am here to promote it. I do think it has still a really good use case. And today this video is going to go over some of the security concerns that are out there and how I stay safe and how you can too. And I'm going to go ahead and review the Ledger Nano S and how that worked with Kin, and then how it should work when we transition over to the Stellar blockchain. So the Ledger Nano S is kind of this thing I've got around my neck, and I'll go into it and show you kind of how it works and some of the features a little bit later in the video. But I want to put a couple things out there for you. When it comes to cryptocurrency, there are a lot of scams. There are a lot of hackers out there, and there are frankly a lot of ways to lose your money. Sometimes the lines get blurred, and it's hard to really determine who's the good guy and who's the bad guy. You might be going out there asking for help. Hey, how do I move my tokens? And you might get one guy that'll be honest and tell you, hey, this is how you do it, and this is the instructions. And you might have another guy that will give you instructions. He's shipping them right to his wallet. It'll look totally legit. There's a lot of smart hackers out there. There's a lot of good, white hat, and there's a lot of not so good black hats. There is, it's hard to really determine sometimes if you're not a tech person who's who, and you can lose your currency very quickly. So I try to, one, move my currency, do testing prior to make sure that I'm doing things right. Make sure that if I'm not sure on something or how to do it, I'm going to the right sources. That's going to help you become really secure. I know you may want to move funds quickly. You may need help getting a problem solved, but sometimes it's good to wait to contact the company itself and wait for the response. It may take a couple days, but in some of those forums, some of the answers that you may get may not get you where you want to go, and just may get you left with your pockets empty, your wallet compromised, your security compromised. There's a lot of things that I go through to kind of protect my security. One is I keep my tokens in multiple wallets, or now I've got a couple devices that I've tried, the Ledger Nano S, the Trezor, and we're going to go ahead and go over the Nano S and how that's worked and how I got my kin on there. I'm not going to go into too much detail or show you how to log in with it right now. I'm waiting for another Nano S to come in so I can go ahead and do that for you. Obviously, the reason is security. Okay, those guys out there, they watch, they see an address up there. If I don't go in there and take hours editing a video and blacking things out, blurring out information, they'll take that, they'll run with it, and before you know it, they'll be into your info. But the great stuff is about these devices that I'm going to tell you about is they don't give out your private key. If you're familiar with the public key and private key, how that works on the blockchain, then you'll understand one is for obviously receiving funds, sending funds, I should say, receiving them, giving them to someone to say, hey, this is my address, send it here. And the other is for total access, right? It's like keys to your home. So one will tell you the address of the home, the other one will get you right in, and someone will be able to walk out with your flat screen TV. So there are a lot of things that I do to try to stay secure. So when I'm going through the internet, I try to not put my keys out there if I don't have to, right? Not my, your public key is something you can put out there to say, hey, if you want to give me some donations, here's my address, or if you want to send me funds for a project I'm doing, then great, here it is. But try to set up a separate wallet for that, right? Don't put your eggs all in one basket. That's a good way to make sure that, in case one wallet gets compromised, you're not stuck with, all your currency gone, right? And then if you see something going weird, there's a way to actually monitor your wallets, right? I kind of monitor them for action and any type of activity, I should say, through etherscan.io. If you go in there and you search on your wallet address, there's a tab that says monitor, or I think it's activity, where you can have it email you when anything goes in, goes out, any transactions happen. So I kind of get those alerts, and I can see if something is moving really quickly. But, if you get an email, usually they've moved your funds by then, right? People can move out currency really, really fast in seconds. And once that hits the blockchain, your funds are gone, right? So you want to be careful with who you give your information to. And here's couple key things that you also want to make sure that you do to keep yourself secure. Always have a good virus scan, have a good malware system. Don't download applications that you're not sure of. Okay, there's a lot, that's not, I would say, an official type of program, like let's say the Kin wallet, right? I would feel comfortable downloading that, but make sure you get it from a trusted source, the Android store, the iPhone store, the Kin ecosystem. If you see something posted in a forum that's, hey, this is a new beta, just don't do it, guys. That can be really dangerous, and again, can lead to compromising your files and folders. You want to also make sure you don't save your seed keys, which for some applications will allow you to recover your wallet in the event that you crash your machine and you lose your wallet information, like for MetaMask. And the Ledger Nano S actually has that feature too, and I'll show you what kind of comes in the box and what you have to write down when you go to the setup. So you don't want to save those. You don't want to save your private key with your public key. If anyone gets access to that, that's just asking for trouble. Okay. So I have a personal program that I use. It tells me when my webcam is being recorded, and you can probably see this here at the top. Go ahead and hide that. It tells me when, any type of connections that shouldn't be connecting, or something that is suspicious is happening. It's Kaspersky Internet Security, right? So it has a lot of features that can be pretty restrictive and can lock down your machine. So I've got a firewall at my router, okay? Then I've got a firewall on my personal machine. And then I've taken it a level further. I've got some web browser plugins from Kaspersky and Kaspersky, or however you want to say it. And then I've got another secure connection application. If I want to go out there and I'm not sure about a site, or I want to go find some information, or I want to connect with somebody, there's a secure connection program, okay? It's like a VPN. So if I'm out at a public area, I want my information encrypted while I'm doing things at let's say a coffee shop, or some type of public area that is not my home, or even at home sometimes I do this, right? That's just being overly secure, but you never know. I can connect from these multiple different points all over the world, anywhere from Canada to Mexico to Netherlands to Russia, Singapore, Spain. And my data is encrypted as it goes across. So, I want to connect to Hong Kong. Okay, I'm going to do that, and I'm going to say connect. So now I'm going through Hong Kong. Right, takes a second. It's not the fastest thing, but I know that you're not going to get my IP information, and my data is going to be encrypted, kind of like a VPN. If I go, what is my IP? Right, and whatever that will come up, it should show you that I am not in the US, and let's kind of see what that says. Again, it being Hong Kong, it's going to be a little slower. So yeah, I'm sitting here out of Hong Kong. That's if I want to take things. That's a kind of extreme for some of you beginners, but there's a lot more that I can do to keep securing my data and routing my information through different places. This is one application. There's Tor Network, and I just do that because I don't want my IP going out there. Someone attacking my my personal router, because once they get into your personal network, my router had a security update that had to be done that was pretty critical. As if someone were to get access to it, that knew what they were doing, they could have gained access to my network. So I have many different things and many different layers of security that you should consider if you're really getting into the Bitcoin trading market. Okay, if you're just looking to use Kin in the future, I believe that Kin, as we go down the road, will hopefully have some good security features to keep you safe, right? So now these are a lot of advanced things that I do. What are some basic things, right? When I have my logins, all my logins are two-factor authentication. Okay, two-factor authentication meaning I have a code on a device that when I log in, it either texts my phone or it will say, okay, bring up the Google Authenticator app or whatever authenticator app I have and give me this rolling code. Okay, so I'll give you username, password, and then it'll ask me for a code. Okay, and that code changes every 60 seconds. So if someone does get your password, they need that code to go along with it. That is a really great way to secure your information for all your logins. So email, social media, as things as simple as LinkedIn, as Facebook, hackers can get in there and start with one simple login, and that just opens Pandora's gate. I mean, they can start social engineering, getting more information and getting into more accounts. One account might have information I need to get into another. I might be able to go into reroute some of your information or your phone number using to authenticate for your logins to a Google Voice address. I mean, there's so many different things that can be done. It's a scary world out there, and there's a lot of smart people out there, right? And I've worked in IT and I've seen security. I've worked for large federal agencies and the Pentagon throughout the years, as well as other agencies within the Pentagon, that frankly there's a lot of scary shit out there. I'm not going to lie. And as I go through some of these classes, I continue my knowledge. There is so much more coming out that I don't know, that I'm still learning, right? I'm going through a cybersecurity and warfare, bachelor's right now with the college. So, I'm learning more and more each day, and there are people out there that are just so talented that, it doesn't take them long, so you have to always be careful out there. So guys, I know I've kind of rambled on and I've gone over some of the things that, that are scary, some of the things that you want to try to do to keep yourself secure. And I'll summarize them real quick. Virus scan is big. Make sure that you have a personal firewall at your router that you have a personal firewall on your PC. You have antivirus that's up to date. You have malware that's up to date. If you want to get crazy, you can get this little Kaspersky secure connection, right? If you want to make sure that no one can really get to your IP address that easily, and I'm saying it still can be done. There are people out there that damn good. You can use that program. This is the Internet Connection Suite, and I have a host of other software that I can use as well. Right now, I just happen to be using this one for this example. That you should go out there, get yourself a suite. It's not going to protect you from everything. You have to be smart about what you download. You have to be smart about what information you give out there. This is just helping you catch the things that you may not know about. So rootkits and viruses and malware and things connecting unsecurely to the internet. Right. So now this is all kind of configuring and not configuring, but protecting your personal security, your personal information, your PC, your private keys, your public keys. Now, how can we do that with a device? Right. So this thing around my neck is the Ledger Nano S. Okay. A really neat little device. Okay. I'm going to pull up the pictures that I've got. So I kind of took some when I brought it out of the box, and gonna pull it up, and it says, hey, there's no anti-tampering sticker on here. It kind of goes over and gives you some information about it. It's got a recovery phase sheet here that you'll write down a whole 28, 30 words, and you'll need that in case you lose this device or something happens, it breaks, to recover your information. The Ledger Nano S allows you to interact with different sites, with its applications, send currency, work with blockchain without sending out your private key. It keeps that encrypted. It keeps the communication encrypted, and it allows you to stay a little bit safer out there. Okay, it doesn't prevent you from sending your currency to a different wallet address. Doesn't prevent you from giving your seed keys out to someone and saying, "Here you go, buddy." Then he goes and gets his own Nano S and does the same thing. Restores it, and now he has access to your wallet. Okay, those seed keys are very, very, very important that you don't give away, right? So what was in the box? There was a cable, there was a keychain, and a little lanyard, right? I like the lanyard. Probably I'll have it on the keychain, but I got a lot of stuff on my keychain, so I will go ahead and probably not put it on my keychain because I know I'll break it, because I always break everything on my keychain. I'll probably keep it on the lanyard. I keep this in the safe when I'm not using it, but right now with the market being so crazy, who knows where Ken's going to go? Who knows if I'm going to need it? I kind of keep it on me or in the general area so I can get to it. Because without this, before I could get to it with my private keys and move Ken, but without this, I can't do anything with my currency. Okay, I've got to have this to connect. I can't do a darn thing with it if I don't have this. Well, it's a good thing, right? You want to be able to work with your funds and move it around, but now you have to have this, and I can't tell you. There's probably a way around this, or someone's going to figure it out eventually. They always do, okay? Or someone will hopefully figure it out that does it for good, and will let the company know, and then they'll put a patch out for it. But for now, if I need to move any funds, if I want to sell anything, if I want to do anything with my kin, I got to have this, okay? It's a neat little device, like a little USB stick, right? Like a USB drive. Comes in there. It's all nice and shiny. And there's a couple ways that you can interact with it, okay? There's apps on it that you can configure for the different types of currency. I've got mine configured for Bitcoin, Stellar, Ethereum applications, or Ethereum currency, and some other types of currency for, I guess, interacting with websites. And I'll show you that when I go through the Ledger Manager. So let me go down here and kind of show you. I'm going to hook it up, and hopefully I can get a good picture for you, or a good video. Kind of show you how it works. All right, so we'll plug it in. It's going to boot up. It's going to ask me for a PIN code. All right, I'm going to do this down here, so you know, Lord knows, there are people smart enough out there. If I were to do it up here like this, they will know I know what digit this starts on. So I know if I see you click up this many times, and then hit enter, click down, I'm going to get your PIN. So just going to put it in and not do it on camera. Okay. There's guys out there that are just ridiculously smart, even by like the sound of how many clicks, they could probably figure it out by doing some algorithm. It's just insane, some of the genius things that I've seen out there that would blow your mind, right? Someone that doesn't work with this kind of stuff every day, or has seen it, would not. I mean, you just can't fathom some of the shit people can do. When it comes to getting data out, when someone's determined enough and they know a technology, or they really good at interacting with certain hardware and software, they could stick a device into a machine and just siphon out everything they need. Take the keyboard information, any type of entry, anything going in, passwords, databases. I mean, it's just, some of those hacks that if you don't keep up on them, I try to keep up on some of the latest stuff. It's insane. So I went ahead and unlocked it. You kind of heard it made its noise saying, okay, I've connected, and I'm going to connect to the Ledger Manager first. Okay. So the Ledger Manager is what's going to allow me to go in here and connect and add the different type of currencies that I want to work with, right? So Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Dash, Dogecoin, Ethereum. Now this FIDO U2F, I believe it's something to do with connecting to some web applications. I read on it. I don't remember exactly what it said. So you might have to Google it and see what that actually means. But I believe it's something with interacting with some of the web applications. Stellar, as I've got on there, you can add and delete applications as you go along here. Also firmwares, I believe you can upgrade and downgrade. Don't quote me on that, but you can see on the device. All right, if I can get this to focus, you'll be able to just kind of scroll through the settings, Stellar, FIDO, U2F, Bitcoin, that's Ethereum, Bitcoin, and the different types of apps that we have access to. So there's two ways you can access it. One is through these Chrome apps, okay? So you'll see the Ledger Ethereum wallet, the Ledger Bitcoin wallet, and then there's, MetaMask and Etherdelta and whatever, sites you normally use to interact with normally where you have wallet through other providers. It's just you have this Nano S device that is keeping your private keys secure and safe. And the communication is encrypted when you're communicating to a website, to My Ether Wallet, to Etherdelta. So your private key cannot be snagged during that communication, and your data, when Etherdelta got hacked, what happened, and I'll explain that this could have prevented, as well as MetaMask was, Etherdelta got hacked. Okay, Etherdelta was a trading platform, is a decentralized trading platform where I guess they had a DNS takeover. Okay, so part of the website, it all looked legit, but where you put your private key in, or you would import one, okay, so I can import any wallet, that's Ethereum wallet. When you put that data in there, if the data was already saved, it was already cached in your web browser, then you were good. But if your data was not saved and you had to import it again, it would pick that up because the DNS and the servers were going to these malicious servers, right? Whoever the hacker was that did the hack, that took over their DNS, was scooping up all that information. Then he was like, okay, private key, private key, private key, going through and just siphoning out funds, just taking everybody's money. And you could see that live on the blockchain, man. Just, you know, money coming in, money coming in, money coming in, money going out. And people had to note it, you know, this was a phishing account. This was from the Etherdelta hack. It was crazy. I mean, I think I saw like $1 million go through that, guys. You got to be careful. You got to watch your communication. I mean, nothing is foolproof. Just keep in mind, nothing is foolproof. Just because you have this device, there is always someone out there that will figure something out. Just this a little bit better than MetaMask or some of the other options that we have to connect, right? It's one of the better options. Hardware, I mean, if you really want to be secure, you could literally take a machine, export your keys, and put them in an air-gapped machine, which means no network connectivity, no connectivity, communication whatsoever, no signals going to it, and you literally have to go on there and pull up the information and get the wallet info if you need to. Let's say I have $10 million in there, okay, and I know that no one can get to that machine unless they get to that wallet address, that private key to send or transact funds, or let's say it's just, you know, a seed key for my ledger that's got a ton of money on it. I know that no one can get to it unless they walk in that room, past my security, past my cameras, past maybe some guys with guns, and physically get to that machine, log on with the password. So we got to get past passwords. Maybe it's encrypted, so that we got to get past an encrypted file. Then they can pull it up, get the seed keys, and get another, let's say, a Nano S and recover. Right? That's extreme, but some people have that set up. So, you know, it's insane, right? Nothing is foolproof. There is always a way. There's always someone out there wanting to steal your money. So I'm going to go over here, just kind of go back and show you how it worked when I connected to my Ether wallet. I connected, there's two modes, like I said, the My Ether wallet application or website, which I log in, I can see my Ethereum balance, I can see my kin balance over here. I'll, you know, stick it over here. It gives me my public address, okay, but it does not give me my private address, okay. I will not show that, so that's going to be blacked out. I went ahead and just took my information out here. Like I said, smart people out there, I do not want to give them any more information to go on. And then you've got the application that is going to be for the Ledger. This is the Chrome app that comes with it, so I can send back and forth Ethereum to different wallets. So I don't know if we can add kin in here yet. I haven't tried it. I haven't just messed with it that much. I just wanted to get my currency onto a different hardware platform in a more secure method quickly. So I did that. I'm probably going to split it between this and another hardware platform just to be a little bit more of a contingency in case something happens and, you know, the price of kin goes up and my Nano S decides to get dropped in the ocean that day. I can go grab the other half from my other piece of hardware, right? Not putting everything all in one basket. So, guys, you know, keep yourself secure, right? Get a hardware solution if you got a lot of currency, you're really going to be serious about it. download from trusted sources. You know, there's a lot of people out there that have good intentions that are going to help you out, going to give you information, but trust, don't trust, verify, then you might maybe trust. But, you know, I don't trust anyone. I always verify everything, and put a little extra effort when you're going to, you know, when you're dealing with applications that people say, oh yeah, this is going to work, or this is a free trading app, or, you know, don't just go on to, you know, some of these forums and sites and take people's words for it. And go out, go to the vendor sites for these coins, the creators, and ask them directly and wait for a response. It's much better than waking up one morning and seeing all your hard-earned money gone, because that's a shitty feeling, that I can tell you. I've had some currency go missing, a lot, because I was an idiot. So, and I got it taken from the Etherdelta hack, like that easy. I learned my lesson. So, you know, even me being a technical guy, not thinking, right, being new to the cryptocurrency, you know, world, I lost a lot of kin, but I got it back. Thank God. It was, you know, it was a little cheaper. So, you know, I kind of traced that down and saw where it went, and I was just like, man, I ain't never getting that one back. It's just almost the same as someone taking cash out of your wallet and walking away, and you don't know who they are. No one else saw them. You know, you don't got them on camera. You're not getting that money back. So, guys, stay safe out there. You know, protect your information, protect your private keys, protect your wallets, protect your seed keys. You know, hide your kin. Hide your currency, because they're stealing everything out here, man. Again, this is a Kin Trading Realist. You guys have questions, put them in the comments. You know, anything, you can contact me on Twitter, kincommunity.io. I'd be more than happy to try to do my best. I am not by far, I'm not the cryptocurrency master, but I got a little bit of smarts, and you know, I'll do my best to share that with you. That's all I got for the day, guys. You have a good one.